What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick, it's the Headless Ones, Kackis, and today we've got some brand spanking new Destiny 2 news, courtesy of the Bungie weekly update that has just gone live, unveiling official information. And so, let's get started. Now, this week was a big one for Destiny 2. First and foremost, we had the launch of the Festival of the Lost 2021 Halloween event. If you guys want to know the ins and outs of this event, the best farming strategies, everything, I've done an ultimate guide on everything you need to know about this event. Guys, definitely check that out. Another important thing is that a new weapon, the Jurassic Green, has been added to the game for the first time. It's kind of a remade Lincoln Green, a rapid fire frame pulse rifle, and this thing is making some waves. It can get some pretty spicy rolls, especially for PvP. It can get in that first column rangefinder that doesn't usually spawn there, and then also multi-kill clip. If you guys want to see the full god roll guide, that is linked up above as well. However, this new event is not the only important thing to happen in D2 this week. On the Grandmaster side of things, the Lake of Shadows is the featured strike. And this is really important because the Lake of Shadows is generally considered the fastest and easiest Grandmaster, as long as you have good loadouts, in the entire game. So if you want to farm amazing stat roll exotics, Ascendant Shards, and the Palindrome, one of the best hand cannons in the entire game, is on offer this week. Again, I've done a guide, is linked up above. Now, just before we move on to the TWAB, some brand new information that came out aside from that isn't mentioned within is actually that Vex Mythoclast is getting a nerf. That's right, community manager DMG tweeted out regarding Vex Mythoclast being a bit too hot in PvP. The team is looking at toning the Mytho down in December patch. Goal isn't to nerf it into the ground, but some tuning is felt to be in order. Once we have more info, we'll let you know. Of course, the Vex has cemented itself since this buff as a huge part of the meta, and that December patch is going to be going live on December 7th when the 30th anniversary event launches. So if you're sick of getting absolutely creamed by the Vex, this is your salvation, hopefully, and also hopefully they don't nerf it too far because it is a very fun and viable weapon, and it's quite rare as well. However, the Vex isn't the only thing we know is getting nerfed in this update. Shatterdive is as well. So Kevin Yanes, who is the sandbox lead at Bungie, tweeted out in reply to complaints about Shatterdive, it's been nerfed, and the nerf will debut in the 30th anniversary patch alongside a slew of other abilities focused on shifting the meta more towards gunplay. That is huge news, so expect the meta to shift pretty dramatically on that December 7th update. But moving on from there, let's talk about in the TWAB some brand new information. So, yet another thing to happen this week was actually that the Shattered Realm now has an increased difficulty option to make it even harder to get some better rewards. So actually, next week with Reset, Astral alignment is getting the same treatment. So there's going to be a harder version of that new 6-player seasonal activity. And Bungie says the recommended power is going to be 1320, and there's going to be additional modifiers each day to keep things interesting. Loadouts are locked, so pick your weapons wisely. Also, failing to complete or wiping as a team sends you back into orbit. So, here are the legendary Astral alignment modifiers. So, weekly Taken rotating modifiers, so there's Denial, Taken Vandals summon their shields significantly more often. There's Epitaph, Taken combatants generate Blight geysers when defeated. There's Empath, Enhanced Radar, take increased damage from melee, and then there's also constant modifiers. So for champions, there's going to be Overload and Unstoppable, equipment is locked, and match game is on. So Bungie says, what do you get for overcoming these extra challenges besides bragging rights? Well, there will be an extra bonus chest waiting for you at the end. So that is 3 total chests for a completion. And if you haven't gotten the catalyst for the Augur's Scepter, these extra chests are more likely to hold one. So again, that's actually really important. The Scepter, especially with the catalyst, is actually really meta, really good weapon, even used as high as Grandmasters in some strategies. So getting that catalyst usually is just farming Astral alignment over and over again with no guarantee, but thankfully this is going to introduce likely a much higher chance to get that catalyst. But moving on from there, something else really important that happened with this week's reset is that we had update 3.3.1. But actually the original patch notes that came out for this update didn't include a bunch of changes. So Bungie went over some of the stuff that is in the game, but they forgot to mention. Firstly, they fixed an issue with Hawkmoon's paracausal shot not getting the bonus damage. Next, they fixed an issue with the Monte Carlo ornament Western Front, causing it to have increased recoil. They fixed an issue with the Ariana's Vow ornament Bound by Oath that shows the first glance perk status correctly now. And for Bottom Tree Dawnblade, for the Igniting Touch, fixed an issue where all Igniting Touch detonations counted as melee damage. Guys, this is actually really huge because people were using Bottom Tree Dawnblade with specifically the Necrotic Grip gauntlets, and that made your super actually count as melee kills, so you'd get a super kill with your Dawnblade, and then it would spread that Necrotic Grip damage over time effect to all the enemies nearby. So it was actually a really insane ad clearing a build basically, but that was a glitch and it has been fixed. And lastly, and this is potentially most importantly, they fixed an issue where the Firing Line perk was not giving the intended 20% damage buff. Guys, this is huge. Firing Line was only giving about a 13 or 14% damage buff overall, and people figured out that it was actually only applying the 20% damage buff to the precision damage, and some people thought this was how it's supposed to work, but it was definitely glitched out, and of course, that is confirmed by Bungie fixing said glitch. So now, if you have, for example, the Reed's Regret, which is the new Trials of Osiris linear fusion rifle with specifically Firing Line, that just got, I don't know, 6 or 7% more damage because of this change. So now Firing Line should do its proper damage of more than Vorpal Weapon, putting it at the head of the pack when it comes to boss DPS in something like a raid scenario. So definitely all of those Firing Line rolls, take them out from your vault or go after them because they are properly cracked. And so guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKackis. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.